guys, so for today's video I'm coming to you with a video I have been waiting to do for literally so long. Ever since I started high school, I've been waiting to do one of these high school advice videos. So I'm super excited to be talking to you guys today. So this goes out to all of my middle schoolers, incoming freshmen, even current high school students. I definitely feel like I've been through a lot over the past few years, and so I could give you guys some really good insight as to how to get through high school in the best way possible. I have a few solid talking points right over here on my computer, so I'll mostly be reading off that. So if I look over here a lot, that's why. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. This is going to be like a really chill, relaxed video, so feel free to grab a drink, a snack, get comfortable, pretend like we're having a sleepover or something and I'm, just an older friend, sibling, whatever, just giving you some advice and we're just chilling, we're just talking. So yeah, let's get to it. So firstly I want to touch on the basic school, real academic-y tips, and then we'll go into more like the social, emotional, mental kind of part of school and my wisdom with all of that. So yes. Okay, for studying, I highly recommend Quizlet, of course. You guys probably know what that is. The repetition that it has is super important, and also if you find, this is what I do, if you find that there's still some terms that you're really not understanding and you're just kind of going through the motions of the games and all of that, write them down. Write them down. Writing is the #1 way to study and get it ingrained in your brain. The repetition and the writing is what's gonna help you remember and succeed in your tests, and just remembering the content that you need. So kind of continuing on with that, the most important study tip that I can give you is just pick a habit or a technique that you feel comfortable with, that you feel like would work for you, and just stick to it. The repetition, regardless of what technique you try, is gonna help you. Repetition, repetition, repetition. That's the #1 thing that you need to succeed when studying, doing your notes, things like that. Repetition is key. The next academic topic I want to talk about is selecting your courses. So when I look back, I kind of regret taking as many AP classes that I did, and I didn't even take that many, honestly. But I realized that my GPA would have actually been a lot higher if I would have just taken regular. That's just the kind of student I am. I succeed really well in regular classes, and I do, meh to not really good in AP classes, depending on, the environment, the type of class. I've taken a couple different types of classes, so I definitely think that you should take that into consideration when you're thinking about taking AP courses. I also don't want that to discourage you from taking it if you really want to either. They're great for developing skills and building on the skills that you already have. That's how I really found, my studying techniques and how I write and things like that. So I think if you really need that, try an AP course out. It's a lot cheaper than paying for a college class. If you can, if you can pass that test and you can succeed super well in an AP course, by all means take it. Try it out if you really want to, but take into consideration a little bit what I said before about my GPA. If you're kind of confident in your abilities, but you're not 100% there, try it out, but don't feel embarrassed about, switching, dropping out. This is your GPA. This is your academic work. This is your, track record. So if you feel like that an AP course will not help you in the future, do not take it. My final note with AP courses, please do your research. Ask around with the different teachers you have at your schools, with the different, classes, because there's, history, English, the different arts. There's all kinds of different AP classes, and they all have different tests and all of that. So make sure that you do your research and you pick what's right for you. I also highly recommend that you join a club, sport, academy, anything like that, extracurricular. I have made some of the best relationships and have, developed the most in the academy that I've been a part of for the past couple years. So I definitely recommend for those middle schoolers and incoming freshmen, please join something and stick through all 4 years. You'll be very grateful that you did senior year. I wish that I joined my academy earlier than I did. But also, if you join something and if it's really not for you, by all means, leave. If it's causing you way more harm than good, don't subject yourself to that, please. I was a part of the cheer team at my high school, and I ended up quitting for, a long list of reasons, but it was not working for me. Sometimes I look back and I wish I could have pushed through harder in order for me to perform some more, because that's what I really love to do. But I was just in so much pain. Even my teachers were getting concerned, and they would ask me, how I was doing, because they could just tell that something was off. I wasn't myself anymore, and that's not something that I needed to be a part of, and I, kind of got the idea that that was most likely the source. And so at the end of the day, that's what I chose to do, and I don't regret leaving. Like I said, sometimes I wish I could have, performed some more, but again, at the end of the day, it caused me way more harm than good. So if that sounds like you, by all means, do not continue with a sport, club, academy, whatever, if it's going to cause you more harm than good. All in all, make sure that you choose a sport, club, academy, something, and stick with it 4 years. Push through as hard as you can until the very end, and you'll be really glad that you did. My final quick tip about school, or even just getting tasks done and you're lacking motivation, feel free to find a YouTube video of someone doing that task or talking about that task. I find that when I'm really tired and I don't feel like taking off my makeup, I'll quickly pull up some skincare by Hiram, and before I know it, my face is clean. So I definitely think that that can be very applicable to, doing homework, studying, stuff like that. So feel free to find yourself some motivation via YouTube. Okay, so getting more into the social aspects of high school, please try to go to the events and the functions and stuff. One day you may look back and wish you could have, had more of the true high school experience. I definitely know that it's not always the easiest to go to events. As someone who's also dealt with social anxiety, if that sounds a little bit like you, and not feeling uncomfortable with not having friends there. I've definitely dealt with, panic attacks, and like I said, I feel more comfortable when I have people that I know right next to me the whole time. Speaking of friends and just peers in general, a good rule of thumb, you've probably all heard of this, that if, you're talking to someone and they're talking crap about somebody else, they're probably doing the same about you. So obviously that's not for every single person, but just keep that in mind. Be careful, be wise with who you talk to and what you talk about. But in the event that this does happen, that people are talking about you, don't let that hold power over you. I used to let every single thing that somebody said, whether they said it to my face or they said it, behind my back and I found out, that would run through my head on and on and on, day in and day out. And obviously, that was horrible. That is not something that I wish on anybody. But I realized that I needed to get control. Control is a big topic for this video, and I think that it's going to be the main theme here as far as, social, mental, emotional part. Having control and power over your thoughts and your brain is a big thing. It's your brain, so you can choose what to put in it. I know that it's easier said than done sometimes. Also, as someone who has dealt with, intrusive thoughts, suicidal thoughts, panic attacks, like I said, anxiety, things like that, I can't always control what's going on up in here, but, dividing up what I can control and what I just have to accept and be okay with and move forward has helped me a ton. Realizing what is in my power to fix, control, weed out, whatever, and what I need to say, okay, this is how it is, and it's fine. We're gonna be okay. If you're gonna take anything away from this video, take control and ownership of what you can and be accepting of what you can't. Again, take control and ownership of what you can and be okay with what you can't. I think that is the biggest lesson that I've learned over the past few years dealing with my mental health struggles, my mom battling a severe case of breast cancer, and just dealing with COVID in general and how that affected some extracurriculars that were super, close to me and things that, mattered a lot to me. I just had to accept and be okay and move forward. So with that being said, control what you can, learn to accept and be okay with what you can't. I wanted to pop on here real quick and mention, if you guys want a part 2 or have any school related questions, please make sure you comment those down below. I will be happy to answer them and to make a part 2 to this video if you guys want it. Let me know. Let's get to the outro. I think this is a good place to kind of close out this video, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Sydney Bullen, and my vlogging channel, Sydney's Vlogs. Be sure to go check out my Turner Center website, my Turner Center videos, and go follow me on all my social media. You can just find me anywhere. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!